Okay, so we're going to review like just a couple questions from problem set 10 because I saw yesterday there were some gaps in knowledge and I just want to make sure you know how to solve these. So we're going to solve them fresh because I want to give you a chance to make sure you know how to do it from like Friday last week because you know you maybe did these a while ago. So this is just a reminder. The hydrate thing from yesterday, just in the box tomorrow or Thursday. I'm okay with that. You good? You know what I'm talking about? Okay. So go ahead and start number 1. Do this on your own, not with a buddy. This is on your own. See what you can do. Do number 1 here, and 2 and 4. So 1, 2, 4. The ones I've circled. Try attempt those. Of course, you can have a periodic table. Of course, you can have a calculator. Of course, you can have a periodic table. Of course, you can have a calculator.
Oh, grab me a calculator.
Maybe somebody, one of you gentlemen would bring the calculator box this way because I need it. Does anybody else need a calculator? No, this is for you to practice. I'm ready to click on your thoughts seconds. All right, so just put it right down there. This should be a quick process. You should be halfway through. Think of this as like a quiz, so you can see what you know or you don't know. This is a quiz to see what you know and see what you think and what you don't know. If you want to draw your own mole map out from your brain on your paper, that mole map is super helpful. But try to just do it from your brain. Give me a heads up if you're already done with number 1. Just let me know. All right, that you should be very close to done with number 1. So I'm going to go ahead and go over number 1 because if you're getting stuck, it's just because you're getting stuck and you need some help. So work with me on number 1. Let's review this together, and then you guys can continue. Okay? So Bailey, how did you start number 1? And into O. Okay. Somebody else at your table pick up. So basically, I made sure this formula is right. Good job. Okay, so somebody else at your table pick up. Okay, so grams of M2O goes on bottom. What are you converting that to? 1 mole, right? So 1 mole of dinitrogen monoxide contains what its molar mass, CJ? Okay, so we have achieved getting from grams to moles. That's just one step on the mole map, right? And I'm not going to stop because I'm not to my final destination of atoms of N. Notice this went from that dinitrogen monoxide to just nitrogen. So this is going to be one of those Reese cup examples, as I call it, just to show how we look at the ratio embedded. ST's table pick up from here. Give me your next. I mean, there's really only one thing we could do, right? So what do we want to do? Put mole at the bottom, right? 1 mole of dinitrogen monoxide. Go to what? Because you're not going to go to grams, right? We already came from grams. We're not going backwards. Are we going to liters? No, because nobody's asking about volume. So what do we have to go to? Well, we can't go straight to atoms. We have to go to what? Molecules, right? So this guy here is a covalent structure. So this is a molecule. So if you're going to the particle version of N2O, it's called a molecule. Remember, covalent is the term, or molecule is the term for covalent. So what number am I using? And that would be molecules. So don't put MOL, because I'll think that means mole, of course. So I do put molecule out like that. All right, so now we're to the molecules. So now I'm looking at singular, just little bitty molecules. And then when I look inside of that molecule, Wesley, what do I see? I see atoms, right? Well, which atoms do we care about for this question? Atoms of nitrogen. So looking inside of this N2O molecule, what do I see for nitrogen? 2 atoms, right? So this is where we craft our own ratio. This is the part that most people have a little bit still a hard time with. So what I would look at is 1 molecule. So put 1 molecule on bottom of N2O, and then you look inside of that single molecule, and you see inside there are 2 atoms of nitrogen. So this is the off-roading one, right? So this is on the top branch, a little farther than particles, because we have to make up our N ratio here. And then we are good to go. Moles cancel, molecules cancel, atoms remain. We're keeping it. And then calculate. Hannah, you got me? Good, and she's, ooh, how many sig figs should I have? Look at my initial data. How many sig figs are in 650, guys? Technically 2. That there's no decimal after that, so there's only 2. So can you round that for me?
We have 1.8 times
25th. Thank you. Very good. Okay. Now using that same logic, you should be totally fine with 4. But go ahead and finish up 2 and 4. If you're just sitting waiting, review your notes from yesterday for a moment. Remember to have to take a look at that shortly. How many sig figs? 5 sig figs. Okay, we're talking about 1 point.
732.
Okay. What I wanted to show you were 2 more like the molecule-atom relationships, because you absolutely have one of those in your question mark. So this is again from memory, so work with me. There are 5 to 6 multiple choice questions, some with Stoich, with compositional Stoich, so like that just means mole relationships. Those 3 mole relationships, or EF, MF, or percent comp. Okay, so basically none of the multiple choice are just nomenclature. You can write out your nomenclature. You can do it well. Okay, so those are just going to be like practice before you go into the free response on, again, some of this information. And then you have 4. This is called stoichiometry. So 4 conversions, and those 4 conversions. Let's think about how I could diversify the questions. What can I ask you? Solve for one like what? Getting to find what? Okay, I could do a gram mole relationship. What else can I do? Say again? Volume relationship. So moles and volume using 22.4. What else could I ask? So not just atoms, but I could also ask you the molecule-atom one like we have here, where we did 2 where you went from molecules to atoms, or vice versa. So I would say, I'm going to say ratio. I hope that you remember that. It just means look inside the molecule and find the ratio. So you should be very comfortable with all of those, especially this ratio, and now knowing that we've done this. And then, so there's 5 to 6 multiple choice, there's 4 conversions, and then there, like I said, is like 16-ish nomenclatures, okay? So 16-ish nomens. You good? I mean, I can type this up a little bit on the website. It's kind of sloppy, but I'm sure. Okay, so we're going to do an activity now, and the activity requires you to put on your thinking cap, and you're going to solve a crime. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a dead yellow small-headed man on the floor back there. Okay, so you have a crime to solve, people. You have a crime to solve, and that crime is going to be solved by one of your groups first. I am your CSI and lead investigator. So, you know, I make the big money over here. I'm going to let you guys do the work and report to me. I will work with the autopsy specialist and have an autopsy report provided to you upon your conclusion of the crime scene. So this poor guy, it looks like he got decapitated too, but there's been some evidence found at the crime scene. His name is Mr. Des Moines, okay? So the evidence needs to be processed by you CSI specialists. Okay, so you have to process it to figure out what the formula is of the substances found in his body or at the crime scene. I have to work in groups of 3. Okay? With those groups of 3, there's one person that will wear the CSI liaison badge. This is an official badge. Okay? Please do not sell these on the black market. So that person can cross the CSI crime scene tape and ask questions to moi, the lead CSI investigator. Cool? Okay. So, you must communicate with each other. May the best team win. And I just thought I would show you this comic before you got back there. Carbon and silicon, CSI. Oh, you know, I'm little things, right? Alright, you want to leave the content for 3. You need to pay for the conflict. Everybody to the crime scene. Choose the crime scene. Alright, you need to be back here in groups of 3 and 10. 9 from group of 3. 8. You gotta be on this side of the CSI tape. 7. 6. This side of the CSI tape. We're gonna be over here. 5. And then group of 2. 4. You guys all together? Okay. Who does not have a three? You guys are together? Two. Okay, I'm just going to group. Okay, come on. I'll get you guys. I'm going to get you guys. So at this point, you have all of the data provided to you from the crime scene. There are 4 scenarios on how this poor man died. Chandler, you're still going on. Okay, so there are 4 scenarios, but you must process each of them together. This is not a divide and conquer exercise, so there's no way that you guys could check each other's work. You know, there's probably somebody who's maybe weakly right now, but they won't be by the end of this activity, okay? So you want to make sure everybody's coming up to par and bringing everybody up together so we can solve this time together, okay? Read the information for scenario 1 and get started.